With interest rates being high and going up, the VA loan looks more and more attractive. Hey guys, Brittany with Brittany Hannon Real Estate. I am a real estate agent, coach, and investor, and today I'm talking to another lender. We're going to be talking about the VA loan. Andre Acosta is a VA loan specialist, and he's also a veteran himself. So the nice thing about this today is that I don't know that much about VA loans, and so I was able to learn a little bit more along with you. So today we're going to talk about VA loans, why they're a good strategy to use, and some of the benefits that you may or may not have known about, and how they're going to be able to help you get into a home today. So Andre, thanks for joining us. And I want to just jump in to get to know a little bit more about you. I know you specialize in VA loans, and we've talked about this, that I actually don't know a ton about VA loans. So tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started in this, and give us kind of a brief overview about the VA loans and what you want to talk to us today about.
Sure. Thanks, Brittany. And so I'm a mortgage loan officer. That's really a fancy title. Basically, I just help people get into homes through the financing side, right? Before all of that, I was in the Air Force. I've been in the Air Force, almost 20 years. I spent a large portion of that time in active duty and then some time in the Guard. Got some fun, excitement, assignments throughout all of that. And one of the things I took away being a sergeant, a non-commissioned officer, was take care of your people. So I've adopted that same philosophy into lending now, just taking care of my clients, especially veterans, making sure they're getting the best deals, and also creative solutions to get the financing to get into their home. When we're talking about the VA home loan, I'm a little biased, but I think that's the best loan product on the market. That's the ability of a veteran to get financing with no money down. Here in California, especially Southern California, homes are a bit pricey. So being able to get into a home with no money down, that's a huge advantage. And then, also when it comes to debt to income ratio and financing being lendable, if somebody's in active duty, their income is spectacular. So they're in a great scenario to take advantage of those benefits.
Awesome. Cool. So one of the things that we know, one of the things that I know is that the VA loans are typically 0% down. Now, does it really cost nothing to buy that home, or are there other fees built in? What does it look like for somebody who actually wants to purchase a home with a VA loan?
Great question. So there are some fees involved, more specifically the VA funding fee. So what that is, it's basically the cost of the VA loan. In some cases, that can be put into the loan, so that the actual veteran can still come to the loan and get funding without actually having to put any literal cash into the deal. There's circumstances like that, especially if they're buying under market, and I can of course help the client talk about different scenarios, but usually that's about 2.3% for the first time they've used it, and then 3% thereafter. Another creative solution, because I'm all about solutions, is once a veteran has, let's say the Air Force active duty member has concluded their enlistment, they become a veteran, right? If they get a disability rating, a service-connected disability rating of 10% or more, that VA funding fee is waived for forever.
That's great. So let's talk about interest rates, because I know interest rates are a hot topic right now because they are going up.
So another huge advantage of VA loans is they're usually, lower than the conventional rate. So, right off the bat, they're reaping anywhere from half to a full % discount. It's kind of like all these things we're talking about just stack up to why the VA loan is such a huge advantage, to give back to that veteran for their well-earned benefits. And so they're getting a better rate, as well as we previously mentioned, they can get into a loan with a low funding fee or no funding fee, and then no down payment. As long as it's affordable, get in it. That's my recommendation.
Yeah, I agree. I always tell people that it's always a good time to buy as long as you can afford the monthly mortgage. A lot of the people who watch my channel are investors, and I know that there are some good investing tips and tricks for VA loans. Tell us about that and how somebody as an investor can get in and take advantage of this.
The nice thing about a VA loan is you can use it more than once, and you can use it for up to 4 units. The only catch there is you do have to live in it. So if somebody's in active duty, which is kind of the ideal scenario, they would live in, that either single family home as a primary residence or a duplex, which is 2 units, triplex, fourplex, and they're able to rent out the other units to provide additional income. They can use 75% of that income to qualify as far as their debt to income ratio. So it's a huge advantage. I'll give you an example. When I was stationed in Wyoming, I was able to purchase a 4 unit using the VA loan. And then the other 3 units, so I lived in 1 unit, the other 3 units I rented out. Those 3 units paid my mortgage and then some.
Hey guys, if you're getting value out of this video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you get more videos just like this as soon as they come out. And if you want to work with Andre or me, click the link below and let's connect. As far as the loan limit of $800,000, tell us a little bit more about that, because we know that in Ventura County, you can get lots of stuff over $800,000. And so is that $800,000 and then the VA doesn't work anymore, or is it up to $800,000 and then the balance of it is conventional?
So that's the cool thing. If it's your first time using the VA loan or you've never used any of your eligibility, then you can actually go beyond that cap. The cap only comes into play if you have multiple VA loans. For example, if you're buying something here, on the coast, we're looking at least $1 million purchase, right? So if you never used a VA home loan, then as long as you qualified for it, you can get into it with no money down, which is incredible.
So if you have never used it, is there a cap to it? Is there a limit to it at all?
No cap. That changed this year, 2022.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, especially in our neck of the woods. All right. So one question that I do get a lot is PMI, private mortgage insurance. And as we know, most loans require 20% down to get rid of that PMI. And so is that different for VA loans? What does that look like?
Yes. Another huge advantage with the VA home loan is we do not have PMI, private mortgage insurance. Basically, that's insurance that a buyer would pay in case they defaulted on their loan. So that only comes into play if they put less than 20% down on conventional FHA style loan. But with the VA loan, that's non-existent. Basically, the VA is guaranteeing the loan, and that's why we don't have a PMI. Another huge advantage that the veteran gets.
Yeah, definitely. That is a really good advantage, because sometimes that PMI can be pretty costly. And for people who are not calculating that into their monthly expenses, that could price them out of their preferred market. All right, where do you see the market going? I know that there's a lot happening, a lot shifting, interest rates rising, all kinds of stuff going on. Where do you see the market going, and how do you think veterans can take advantage of that now?
What we're seeing is, as the government's trying to calm inflation, it's a rising interest rate market. What I would encourage a veteran, kind of like what we were talking earlier, if they can afford it, get into the market now. Even though interest rates are rising, home values are still rising, maybe not as aggressively as they were, a couple of years ago, but they're still rising, and it's good to get in, especially when you can get in with no money down. As long as the math makes sense and it's affordable, get in now, and you're not, having to compete.
So bottom line is buy now.
Yes.
Awesome.
I do encourage, if you're a veteran trying to run some options, give me a call. I'll put my number out. It's 805-800-6288, and we can have a conversation. You can get pre-qualified, find out how much home you can purchase, and we can run some scenarios. We're set up as veterans for success. And kind of like I said earlier, I'm all about taking care of my people, my clients, especially veterans.
Thanks again for joining us. This has been great, and we will See you next time.
Thanks, Brittany.
That was such great information. If you're wanting to work with Andre or with me to try and get you into a home, click the link below and let's connect. We would love to help you get you into a home today. Check out some of these videos to learn more about buying and selling, and we will see you in the next video.